Well, Singapore is hosting an event that brings together a handful of entrepreneurs to share their failures and talk about how to move on from there. Now, I'm not going to say the name exactly of this particular night, but it's the F Up night that's happening in Singapore. It happens all the way around the world, and yes, that really is what it's called. We're not just being being rude here in Singapore. And essentially, what they're doing, right, is showcasing their failures as a business. So entrepreneurs can get together and listen to others standing on stage, talking about things that have gone wrong for them so they don't feel alone.
And you know, hats off to the people that are doing this and showing up to talk about this real-life stories, because I think what it does do is provide an excellent service for people out there who want to become entrepreneurs and can possibly avoid those pitfalls. And there are many, because there are so many moving variables out there when you want to start up your business. And, you know, you often think, you have to think positive when you're starting a business. You don't often think of what can go wrong. So turning up to these sort of events can sort of, you know, give you a little bit of some insight and guidelines as to what to avoid.
Guidelines, support, I think, which is important when you're running a business on your own. Let's get out to Adrian Tan now, director at career coaching firm Career Ladder, who's joining us live on the line from right here in Singapore. He's one of the 4 speakers at the night in Singapore, Volume 2, the Volume 2 event. Adrian, great to have you with us today. Thanks so much for chatting to us. Look, tell us what you spoke about at the event in Singapore. I mean, what are your biggest business mistakes that you really wanted to share with your audience?
Okay, well, I shared a few mistakes which I made throughout my career with when I founded this recruitment business. So it's really very small pitfalls along the way over the past 11 years. And there's like 6 different pitfalls that I highlighted to them. In fact, I have more, but I only have 7 minutes. But the thing is just to let them know of certain issues and things that you should take note of, because I think the whole entrepreneurship thing has been overly glamorized, where everyone would just want to jump in because it's so cool to be an entrepreneur, but they have to realize when things turn sour, it could be very painful.
So, for example, Adrian, give us an example of a big mistake that you've made that you wanted to talk about.
Okay, one mistake which I made, I think, was shifting to a really big office when we were not ready. And I did that. I made the decision because I thought I want to have a sexy office. I thought it would help us, but it didn't. We were unable to fill out the office. Our rent went up like 200% more. And the office is nice. It has a nice view. We could see Marina Bay Sands right across, but it doesn't help us to translate to any tangible sales. So we were bleeding for quite some time in order to compensate for the high rental.
You know, when I came across this topic, Adrian, I was on the internet. I thought, well, I'm going to Google, you know, the most common mistakes that entrepreneurs make. And you know what the common one was that cropped up, and that is entrepreneurs not actually spending enough money. So that's a complete contradiction to what you experience.
Oh, yes. I guess it really depends on the different entrepreneurs. I don't spend a lot of money on, say, marketing. We bootstrap a lot on that. Even when we started the business, our investment capital was very low. But at that point in time, my ego just tell me, you need to have a sexy office. So we went out to have a good office.
Adrian, tell me what you've learned from attending these events. I believe that you've attended 2 now. Is there something that you've come away from that you would say to other entrepreneurs out there, go and check these things out because I learned X, X, or X?
Oh, yes, definitely. I think it is like a must-do before you even attempt to start something. I was there at the first event as an audience, and I was pretty depressed at the point in time, but I walked away feeling so much better. Because after witnessing other entrepreneurs' failure, I realized my problem isn't that big, actually.
It's all relative, isn't it, Adrian? You make a good point.
So it's actually quite therapeutic for me in a sense. And I truly suggest for any entrepreneurs, whether you're aspiring, you've been there, you're a bit depressed, it's always good to have someone to lean on, to have this kind of support group to help you move forward.